What up, people? Welcome to a dark and gritty episode of the Creative Differences podcast. Just kidding, we don't do that here. I'm Dallas, and I just rewatched Justice League Unlimited, so I am very excited for today's episode.
I'm Colin, and my plan is to avoid anything Justice League until the Snyder Cut comes out, because I know that's going to be like a trial that I'm going to have to go through. So maybe if I have nothing coming into it, I'll be ready for it. I won't be ready for it because it's 4 freaking hours, but one can hope.
That's a tactic.
And I'm Demi, and my nose is feeling a little uncomfortable from having a COVID-19 test for the second time in the span of a week. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to Fancast Friday. Today, if you guys could not guess, we are going to be fan casting the Justice League as well as part of the Justice Society of America.
Yep.
Rules of the game. I mean, there aren't really any rules except for our typical DCEU rules, which are you cannot cast anybody that's already been cast in a DCEU film.
Sounds simple enough.
Other than that, you are free to do as you
Looks
please.
like I need to adjust one of my fan casts.
Oh, look at you.
Forgot that this person... Yes.
Goodness.
Because I cast someone last night, and then when you said that, I just remembered that one of the problems with ensemble movies is that 5 million people get cast at once.
Oh, yeah. The Suicide Squad took out a bunch of my cast
Mhm.
in other
But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
I'm glad I don't have that problem. However, this rule can be amended if you can find a good within universe canon reason as to why that would work, as I have done with a few of our Marvel Studios fan casts.
Yes, fortunately, comic books are goofy as hell, so there's lots of different reasons that one person could play two people. Before we get into this fan cast, just want to say, please like and subscribe because we do a bunch of these. And if you don't like Fancast, why are you here? Also, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, head on over to YouTube where Demi has inserted nice little pictures of all the characters and the actors because she cares about you guys and she wants you to see who we're talking about because she's nice like that. And speaking of characters, you may notice that many Justice Leaguers will not be on this list because we will be using them in other fan casts, or we have used them in other fan casts like Green Arrow's family, Super Family, Green Lantern Corps. They all have their own episodes, and also anybody who's already been cast in the DCEU. So no Flash, no Batman, no Superman. That's the last of my disclaimers.
Yeah, this is going to be a really random list of Justice Leaguers.
Yeah.
And also, if you don't hear somebody that maybe you're a fan of, let us know, and maybe we'll put them on our list, or maybe they're already on our list for another Justice League fan cast.
True. We'll let you know when we're going to get to, well, not when, but we'll let you know if we'll get to them. And if they're not on the list yet, we'll just throw them on there because we care about you guys and we like you.
But today we're only doing 5 characters, so let's get this started. Also, I just want to make a disclaimer. I'm sorry if any of my descriptions today are whacker than usual because I didn't have enough time to really dive deep into these characters. But
understandable.
I did my best. I've been pretty busy, but I did my best. So first up, we have Zatanna Zatara, possibly the most popular magic user in DC Comics. She is both a stage magician and a real one whose magic is used by speaking the incantation backwards. She's been part of both the Justice League and Justice League Dark, as well as a few other teams. Dallas, you are always first up. Who do you got?
I am always first up. I actually didn't have Zatanna written first for some reason, so I'm just going to scroll down. Cool, there she is. I have 2 Zatannas, which I didn't expect. My first one is Morena Baccarin.
Oh, that would be a good one.
Yeah, I love her. So I'm a nerd, so I do a lot of research about these characters when we have to fan cast them. And after Googling what ethnicity is Zatanna, I got a bunch of different things. I've seen Romani, I've seen Jewish, I've seen that she is a direct descendant of Leonardo da Vinci, making her Italian, but also a direct descendant of like Nicolas Flamel and another French guy, making her French. But I was like, her dad's name is Giovanni. I went with Italian. So I just looked up actresses of Italian descent, scrolled down the list, and I saw Morena, and I was like, that works. But also,
I didn't know that Morena is Italian. I knew that she was Brazilian.
Yes, apparently she's from Brazil, but of Italian descent.
Ah.
Who knew? I mean, Wikipedia knew because they told me.
But whoever put it on Wikipedia knew.
Exactly. But yeah, Morena's dope. I've seen her in several different things, and she's always been super likable to me.
I've seen her in many things.
Yeah, just like Zatanna's super likable to me. And Morena has been like adjacent to not adjacent, just like in DC stuff over the years. She does a lot of voice work. So she played Dinah Lance in Justice League Unlimited. She was Black Canary.
She plays a lot of different. Yeah, she's also Gideon on the CW's The Flash.
Yes, she's Cheetah in one of the Batman TV shows, and then she is Talia al Ghul in a lot of the animated movies. So she's been around. Oh yeah, Leslie Tompkins, Gotham. She's been around DC a lot, and I feel like Zatanna's a good one for her.
Also, Miranda Baccarin is just so great that for a while there, she had me. I didn't root for her. Actually, to be fair, I didn't root for her, but I definitely was willing to follow an evil alien who was here to destroy our planet because Miranda Baccarin is amazing.
I feel you. I feel you on that.
Colin, you were on board that train with me.
I mean, yeah, but like, I feel like there's a difference though, because I was on board because I was swayed. You just generally gravitate towards the villains, I feel like, because they're more complicated and yada yada.
I don't know if it's gravitate so much as I enjoy them.
Enjoy. We'll go with that.
I do. What?
You do.
Anyway.
Okay.
All of that is true. You gravitate to them and you enjoy them.
There. Dallas, do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, Miranda is super pretty and she has dark hair just like Zatanna.
You right.
And
who's your second one?
My second one is, I have a hint. Are you guys ready for the hint?
Yeah.
Satat os hectif.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother doing that. I can't do that orally.
Do you have any idea what I just said?
No, I'm trying though. But go ahead and
have
say
it written out.
Yes. In backwards Zatanna speak, I said, that's so fetch.
You put Lacey Chabert on
I put
there?
Lacey Chabert. She's my second Zatanna.
That's funny because she's Young Justice Zatanna.
That's why she's my second Zatanna.
She's great.
Yeah, like,
and I love her as that Zatanna.
Lacey is who I think of when I think of Zatanna because she voices her so well in Young Justice. It's perfect. So she also looks the part in real life. So just throw the hat on her. And she's used to doing this backwards magic.
I would like for her to be in bigger movies. She does a lot of Hallmark movies, and I'm like, you're so talented. Why is this a thing?
Yeah, like I don't watch those, but I like her, so I'd like her to be.
I don't watch them either, and I like her.
Well, yeah, those are my Zatannas.
That's a good one. Those are both really good ones.
Thank you,
Colin. Who you got?
Okay, for Zatanna, I have Tatiana Maslany. Because I want to see her do more things, and as far as I'm concerned, she can do anything. She basically did everything in Orphan Black, so like, yeah, she can do magic. She can speak backwards.
I like that the speaking backwards is our concern.
It's a very big part of the character.
Though I suppose you could just have them speak forward and then edit it and make it backwards, but that's less fun.
Also, their mouth would have to move in a weird way. Like, you'd have to watch it on screen and then back. It would be weird. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I've seen it done. I have seen people do performances backwards, like live performances backwards, but
I'm looking up Tatiana, and this is a rare case of someone who has a pretty long filmography, but I don't think I've seen any of the things on this list.
I don't think I've ever seen Tatiana Maslany in anything, but I've heard great things about Orphan Black.
No, wait.
Yeah, I have tried to watch it twice and never finished it for no good reason because I love it, but it is great. So you should watch it at some point.
Colin, anything else that you would like to say about Miss Maslany?
Nah, just that she's great, and I want to see her do some magic.
Nice. All right, so that means I'm next up. And so my Zatanna Zatara, I've already chosen for another DC movie, but that wasn't the character I really wanted her to play. I really wanted her to play Zatanna. So my choice is Asa Gonzalez.
I freaking knew it.
Yep, I've been waiting for this one.
Of course, it's Asa Gonzalez.
I've been waiting for this one because I had her as Catwoman, but I had her as Catwoman because that was like the obvious choice. And just for me, I felt like it would be a lot more fun to watch her play Zatanna. And to be fair, this actually wasn't even originally my idea. I saw somebody else say that they wanted to see her as that character. And then I just was like, oh, that's perfect. She would be great as Zatanna.
She's a very popular choice on the internet.
She is. I think she is now. For a long time there, it was just Catwoman popping up, but Zatanna would pop up every so often. And now that she's not Catwoman, I think people are starting to get on board with the Zatanna idea. She would look
That
really
makes sense.
good in whatever costume they made for her. I have seen her in fishnets. I have seen her in a top hat. She would be perfect visually for the character. But also, Asa is she's a really good actress. And I don't think she gets quite enough to do in the movies that she's been cast in recently.
That's fair.
I always usually base my decision to cast her on her work in From Dusk Till Dawn because that's a TV series. So obviously there was a lot more for her to do. There was a lot more for her to showcase on that show, especially because her character is a goddess who has gone through a lot of trauma. So you get to see her work through that trauma. But she's good, man. I love her in Baby Driver. She's pretty great in Bloodshot, especially when you know what's going on in that movie and you consider what her character is doing throughout, and the little small things that Asa does in it are really good. So yeah, I would just like to see her play Zatanna. She can do the magic. She can do the. I'm hoping she can do the backwards speaking. I'm hoping for any actress who has to do this that they can do the backwards speaking, because good luck. It's going to be hard. Yeah, that's my choice. It has been my choice for a long time, actually. I think for like the last couple of years or so.
Yeah, I can imagine. I think I had her as Zatanna for a while, and then I was like, I know Demi's gonna pick her, and I've seen it enough that I wanted to try to like challenge myself because I felt like I was just, oh yeah, Ace would be cool in the hat, fishnets. And I was like, let me.
She would look good in the hat. I have photo evidence. I have seen it.
But yeah, of course.
Yeah, she would be dope. But yeah, that's our first round. Second round, our next character is the Manhunter from Mars, the Martian Manhunter, one of the most powerful characters in the DC universe and one of the original 7 members of the Justice League in the comics. After losing his family to a virus, John Jones was stranded on Earth and became the Martian Manhunter. His powers include shapeshifting, invisibility, phasing, flight, and several other superhuman abilities. Dallas, who you got?
First off, I just want to say, as someone who is a fan of this character, it is extremely frustrating watching the Justice League cartoons because he's so powerful that they kind of just have to like...
You gotta nerf him?
For lack of a better term, yeah, like he'll use his telepathy and then just get like a psychic headache or something. Just like, oh, I've been taken out of the equation completely. And it's like...
Gotta have consequences.
It's like, Sean, you have so many powers. Just win the fight. But like anything happens to him and he just fall, oh my God, he collapses, hand on his head, like, come on, bro. Get up and do something. All that aside, I pick Lance Reddick.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait.
So did I.
Wait, really?
Yes.
That's amazing.
I also chose Lance Reddick.
Dope. Well, I'll give my reasoning and then you'll give yours and we'll have a nice little Lance Reddick party.
For that matter, now I'm bringing back my secondary choice so that I have somebody else to talk about.
That's hilarious.
But yes, Lance Reddick is also my choice on here. My first choice.
That's so crazy. I didn't know anyone else was going to have that. But yes, the reason I picked Lance Reddick is because if someone told me his character in John Wick was actually Martian Manhunter, I'd be a little confused. Like, why is he here? But I'd get it.
Because John Wick is absolutely the reason why he's also my choice for Martian Manhunter.
He's basically playing Jean in John Wick. Like, he has that like badass stoicism, but he's about that action when he has to be. But for the most part, he's fine with just like, checking in dudes at the front desk. Like, oh yeah, Mr. Wick, how's it going? I'll kill you if I need to, but I don't need to. That's hilarious.
The man's a great actor, okay?
He's so good. And he's basically playing Sean Jones and John Wick. I did not think we were going to be that much on the same page today.
Yeah, I mean, you almost had Asa as your choice for Zatanna.
Yeah.
We both have the same Martian Manhunter. Yeah, we're on a wavelength today, my guy.
We're vibing.
We are super vibing. Yeah, now I got to bring back my secondary choice just so that we have more people for the freaking poll.
That's hilarious. Colin.
Me.
Who'd you pick?
For Martian Manhunter, I picked Keith David.
Hey, that's a really good one.
Because, like, what can't he do? Like, he's Keith David. Also, like, from what episodes of Young Justice I've seen, I get a vibe.
Yeah, I feel it.
It's a Keith David vibe. I mean, he is a serious man. He has one of the best voices I've ever heard in my life. Like,
you're not wrong.
Absolutely. Plus, if, Keith David is decently old, so if you need him to get, like, taken out and on the sidelines so he doesn't have to do any difficult stunts, it works.
Oh my gosh. Cool. So I'm going to bring up my secondary choice because we already went through Lance Reddick and we had the exact same reasoning as to why we chose him.
It's hilarious.
So my other choice for Martian Manhunter is Billy Brown, who is probably most well known for How to Get Away with Murder. He's just really great on that show.
Billy Brown.
Like I don't know what else to say. He's really great on that show. Was always really great from the beginning. At first, his character seemed like really inconsequential, but as the show went on, it was very clear that he was not. But yeah, he's a great actor. I really enjoyed watching him on that show, even when he was pissing me off. I think that he could pull off the Martian Manhunter. Also, I do want to mention, fun fact, that apparently Zack Snyder said that Harry Lennox's character in Man of Steel is supposed to be the Martian Manhunter.
I heard about that.
But you know what? I'm not going to take that as canon anymore or at all. Because he's got his Snyder cut, but we don't know how much more he'll be involved after that's over.
Yeah, which is funny because I think that actor and character would be a good Martian Manhunter. But
he'd be great.
Yeah, but it's like, since you didn't give that to us, just gonna have to.
And you know what? I could believe that he is the Martian Manhunter.
Definitely.
In that movie. Like, I can believe that for sure. But you didn't tell us in time. He was supposed to be in Justice League, apparently. We'll see what happens. But yeah, he's apparently supposed to be the Martian Manhunter according to Zack Snyder in his films. We'll see how that goes for the expansion of this universe. I do really love Harry Lennox, though, and I've met him before and got his autograph, and it was great.
Nice.
I was super nervous because it was an autograph on one of my favorite TV shows. All right, next character on here is Dr. Fate, a powerful sorcerer and legacy hero that acts as an agent for the Lord of Order in the battle against chaos. Dr. Fate is given his or her powers of magic from the god Nabu, who acts as a mentor and spiritual guide. Dr. Fate is a founding member of the Justice Society of America and is set to appear in Black Adam. Dallas, who is your choice?
Dr. Fate. I picked Rami Malek for Dr. Fate, and I'm going to tell you why. Dr. Fate gets his powers, like Demi said, from Nabu, a Lord of Order whose spirit resides in Fate's helmet. Nabu has ties to and was from ancient Egypt, so I thought it'd be cool to get an Egyptian actor. I know one Egyptian actor, and it's Rami Malek.
Well, technically you know two, but the other one did not fit.
Yes. But the other Rami?
No. Oh, no, Mina. So now you know three.
Oh, yes. Boom. I know three Egyptian actors. One of them I think fits this role, and it's Rami Malek. He's a very capable actor from everything I've seen. I haven't seen a lot of his work, to be honest, but the stuff I have seen, he could definitely pull off playing Dr. Fate. And I'd like to see more of his work because I've heard that he is great in Mr. Robot, Bohemian Rhapsody, all these other things I haven't seen. The Boulder was conflicted on this one because Kent Nelson in the Young Justice show is so hilarious and amazing to me. Like the old sassy white man that he is. And part of me was like, get an old sassy white man. But then I was like, nah, I'll go young and Egyptian for this one. I just want everyone to know that I almost went the old Kent Nelson route. Because Kent Nelson is an old dude. That's like canon. Also, I want Kevin Michael Richardson to voice Nabu because that dude is like, his voice is amazing. And he's voiced probably someone in every show that we've ever watched. And if you don't know who I'm talking about,
voiceover wise,
yeah, every like cartoon show. He was Static Shock's dad. He plays a lot of dads. He's like always somebody's black dad. He was Skulker and Danny Phantom. He was the Joker with the dreadlocks in the Batman show. It was a weird one, but yeah, he's great. Also in Young Justice, he did play Nabu, and he did it perfectly. Boom, Dr. Fate.
Colin, who you got?
It's me. So I didn't have a Dr. Fate until last night. And then I remembered that the person I had been cast in a DC movie that is coming out at some point, maybe in the future, if, we ever survive this pandemic. So I had to switch that up. So I flailed and came up with Michael Fassbender. He can do
it. Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
He's a good actor, and like I like him a lot as Magneto. Like he's got a gravitas that I think, from what I understand of Dr. Fate, he should have, because it's kind of inherently a tragic character. Because like, isn't it something like once you put the helmet on, like you can't take it off unless Nabu lets you or something?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But anyway, yeah, he's a great dude, and he obviously knows how to play super people. So why not let him do it again?
Who was your other one?
Peter Capaldi.
Oh yeah, he's in Suicide Squad.
With
Yes.
The
And
Suicide
Suicide
Squad.
Squad, man.
Other actor in the world.
James Gunn got himself a team, bro.
He got everyone. Oh my god. He destroyed my Fancast list. And then I had to patch it up with other people.
He hasn't destroyed mine yet, so whew.
He took Idris, he took Nathan Fillion. Never mind. I don't want to get into this.
Oh, you know what? Nathan Fillion, I did have him down as...
See, I feel like all of us have been affected by the Suicide Squad casting in one way or another.
See, and like
Possibly.
what frustrates me about that is that given what that movie is and how many people are in it, you know that some of those people who we now can't use are going to be in the movie for 5 minutes.
Yeah, they're going to get their head blown off and then boom. Now I can't have Idris. Oh, no, he's probably not going to die soon. Never mind. But yeah.
It just might make it.
It just might make it. I feel like Nathan Fillion is not going to make it.
I feel like most of those people ain't going to make it. So for my Dr. Fate, I kind of went the same route as Dallas. I went looking for Egyptian actors, and none of them I really felt fit for me. So I went digging a little deeper and discovered that Nabu is also a Mesopotamian god. So I looked up,
ancient Mesopotamians.
Yes. So I looked into what modern lands that covers basically, and then I chose Firas Durrani, who is of Lebanese descent. I think he is a New Zealand actor. I believe he's from New Zealand. The only thing I've ever seen him in is Power Rangers Mystic Force. But also,
all right.
But also, I watched a short film that he directed and wrote and starred in, and it's so funny. It's so great, and he can do like action stuff. Although Dr. Fate is not much of an action character, but Faraz has done quite a bit of work since his Power Ranger days, which was years ago. For instance, he was in Hacksaw Ridge. He was in Killer Elite. Oh. Yeah, so he's done some stuff.
I saw Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, he's done some stuff that can be taken more seriously. I really liked him. It's unfortunate that he would have to wear the helmet the whole time, though, because he's really attractive.
Well, that's the thing about, like, you can show him without the helmet.
There'd probably be like a flashback or something to explain.
Yeah, they were like,
who he is and how it works.
Like,
well, if it's an origin movie, he would have to also find the helmet.
True.
Which he finds in a temple. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm a fan of the idea of Kent Nelson. This is such a white name, though, unfortunately, for a guy who's supposed to be Lebanese. Well, the character's white in the comics, but then my character would be Lebanese, or at least of Lebanese descent. These people finding ancient, like, things in these countries, and they're always white people, like, you could always just make them of the culture that those items are from, and it would be cool because then they're kind of getting in touch with the culture that they're kind of long descended from. That's always my thought and my idea.
It's not just Harrison Ford. It belongs in the museum.
No, it doesn't. Harrison. No, it doesn't, Indy. But yeah, so that's my Dr. Fate.
I would love that because I just want to picture him in the temple, and then like he puts on the helmet, and then you hear Nabu's voice like, "Nigga, weren't you a Power Ranger? You're perfect." And then he becomes Dr. Fate.
You're perfect. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oh man. All right. Next up on our list is Carter Hall, aka Hawkman, an archaeologist and museum curator. Speaking of museums and archaeologists, he's the reincarnation of ancient Egyptian prince Khufu, who discovered a Thanagarian spacecraft. After being killed with a knife made of nth metal, Khufu was able to reincarnate and was entwined forever with his lover, Shiera. Hawkman is one of the founding members of the JSA and is also set to appear in Black Adam. Dallas, who you got for Carter Hall?
See. This right here, that's why I don't fucking read comics. That made
Carter Hall has a very convoluted history, probably because he reincarnates.
I was gonna tell you guys that on the DC FanDome page, dc.fandom.com, you go to Carter Hall's page, and it says his life and history is notoriously convoluted.
Oh yeah, I read that actually. Yeah.
It's canon that this man has a confusing history. And then if you hover over that link, it just says Hawkman is confusing. Because they know.
I mean, they know. Yeah. Oh, for sure. And I feel like comic characters are already complicated enough, but then you add reincarnation into it, and like it just like it does not work out.
Yeah, it's a mess. Anyway, to play this confusing ass dude, I cast Chris Hemsworth, aka Thor. And
Interesting.
I'm gonna tell you why. Hawkman, usually, is a big ass white dude who flies around swinging a huge metal object. Also, he's the reincarnation of a prince from another world sometimes. And sometimes he's a space cop, like Chris Hemsworth in Men in Black International. And
you know what? That works.
It worked. Like, honestly, like if you look at Carter Hall, it could definitely be Chris Hemsworth under that goofy little bird mask. Like, throw some wings on him, replace Thor's hammer with a mace, and he already looks the part. And I think Chris Hemsworth brings, depending on what you're doing with his character, a likable charm to the role that Hawkman doesn't always have. Like, I really, really didn't like him in the CW verse or whatever it's called now.
Oh yeah, the CW. I just call it the CW GCTV.
Yeah, that.
So many.
Yeah,
initials,
when they brought him
but
in
yes.
to like Legends of Tomorrow or The Flash or whatever they brought him in first, I was like, man, I do
They
not
brought him
like
on
this
the
dude.
Flash first.
Right, because they met Shiera on The Flash or
Kendra.
Kendra. I'm sorry, there's too many. Comic books are confusing. I was like, Chris can make me like this dude. And he's even more likable in the Justice League cartoons because he's kind of like just an earnest guy. He's like, hey, Hawkgirl, this might sound crazy, but we're reincarnated lovers. And
that has to be like really hard to tell somebody, to be honest.
Yeah, because he comes off, it's really interesting when they bring him in. He comes off like a stalker because
that's what happens on The Flash, though.
Yeah, but like in this one, you have Batman who is a detective. So he's seeing like a bunch of different cases of Hawkgirl in random fights in random parts of like the world. And they're like, yo, why is this dude always in the background whenever you're fighting somebody? But he comes off like a nice guy, and she's still getting over Green Lantern. And he asks her out on a date, and she's like, I'm going to go on a date with this dude. And Green Lantern is like, this dude's a crazy stalker. Maybe you shouldn't.
Maybe that's not a good idea.
She's like, well, nigga, I'm a Hawkgirl. What's he going to do to me? And it turns out that he is a reincarnated lover of hers from thousands of years ago. It's super weird, but he's nice about it. And Chris Hemsworth could do that. He's a nice guy. He's big. He's white. He's strong. Colin.
Me.
Who's your Hawkman?
My Hawkman, let me go back over to it, is Shazad Latif.
I know that name.
I picked him when I picked my Hawkgirl first, and then I was like, well, this works because I've seen them work together. I don't know what he's done before this, but currently he plays Ash Tyler on Star Trek Discovery, and he slaps. So, like, I want to see him do more things. And mostly I just cast him because I know that he would work as the reincarnated lover of my Hawkgirl, so I figured if people already have chemistry, might as well just throw them together on something else where they're supposed to have chemistry.
I get that.
I agree with that. I love that sentiment. There are plenty of actors who I would love to see act together again, strictly based on chemistry.
Mm-hmm. And now I have an idea who Colin's Hawkgirl is, but I will let him
do you?
later. I do.
I mean, you don't have to. He'll
yes,
tell
I
you,
do.
And then you'll say whether or not you got it.
Exactly. Demi.
Yes.
Who is your Hawkman?
Cool. I have two, actually. I have two Carter Halls. Well, first off, I just want to say he's the reincarnated version of an ancient Egyptian prince. And typically in the comics, and also I think in media, whenever he's reincarnated, he looks the exact same as he did when he was a prince.
See, he doesn't in the cartoons a lot.
Okay.
Which is part of the reason why they're like, this dude's crazy. You don't even look Egyptian.
Yeah, the TV shows, he always looks the friggin' same. Or like the live action stuff. Live action stuff because you don't want to cast a different actor or whatever. Understandable. Yeah. I get it. I'm on board with that. He's ancient Egyptian. I'm casting a black dude.
That makes sense.
So the first actor on my list is Jocko Sims, who is most well known for New Amsterdam, which is a medical drama on NBC. I'm not typically into medical dramas. I mean, it's weird. I have a weird relationship with them. Like, I'll watch like random episodes of them, but I try not to get like too heavily invested in the serialized part of it. Just every so often, I'm like, oh, look at that episode. That's a weird medical case to deal with. But New Amsterdam is actually one that I actually really enjoy, and I really like his character on the show. He's just like a really serious guy who is passionate about the job that he does. He loves the work that he does. But yeah, he's just a really serious dude. And I think he could pull off being Carter Hall. Seems like a really nice guy in real life. I think Carter just comes off as a character who's supposed to be really straight laced. And I think Jocko Sims could pull that off. And then the other actor that I chose, who's probably most well known for Empire, is Trey Byers, who I'm a huge fan of. I remember at one point, just for fun, I did like a cast for like an all black DC universe, and he was who I chose for Black Superman just because he looked like he had like the body type for it.
Oh yeah, I remember that conversation we had.
Yeah, at work that time. But he's a fantastic actor. On Empire, his character, like I said, is the very straight-laced older brother business guy. Like, he knows all the business information, but his character is also bipolar, so he has a lot of scenes where he also has to like just kind of emotionally explode, and he's so good. Like, his range is magnificent. So it would be cool to see him do something bigger. I would love to see him do like a big time blockbuster film, and I think he would make a great Hawkman. But also, one of the things that I read about Carter Hall is that the character is typically written as pretty conservative. Like, he and Green Arrow often have some pretty hardcore political debates.
That makes sense.
That's also why I felt like Carter would be a lot more straight laced. If he's a more on the conservative side of the spectrum, then he probably is a little bit less wild and out there, and probably more like on the businessman end of things. So I think Troy Byers would fit perfectly for that because he did so well on Empire.
I feel it.
All right. And the last character on our list for today is Shiera Sanders, aka Hawkgirl, an archaeologist and the partner/love interest of Carter Hall. She's the reincarnation of Princess Shiera, whose love for Khufu and death by the nth knife entwined them together forever through reincarnation. Shiera has been a member of the JSA as well as the Justice League and is one of the DC Comics' earliest heroines. Dallas, who you got?
Okay, so here's the thing. I did the same thing Colin did. I picked my Hawkgirl first, and then I went for chemistry.
I think I also chose my Hawkgirl first.
Is Tessa Thompson.
Ado.
Oh, excellent.
And I'm going to tell you why. I know that everyone loves Valkyrie. I don't love Valkyrie as much as everyone else.
Sir.
I know.
He's entitled to his opinion. Let him live.
I know. For
what
me...
did Valkyrie do for you?
Nothing. She just didn't do it for him.
Exactly. Shiera in the Justice League shows is basically like a more likable Valkyrie for me. She is extremely rough around the edges, but I love her. And I know from Thor Ragnarok that Tessa Thompson can play this character perfectly. And, who doesn't want to see Tessa and Chris Hemsworth work together again? They were great.
Yeah, they're one of my duos that I enjoy.
Yeah. And I feel like they would be great in this. They have the chemistry. They can be funny together. If there's anyone I believe as Hawkgirl, it's Tessa Thompson. Just swinging that big ass mace into people's faces. There's not much else that has to be said. Like, you guys know Tessa Thompson. You know she's awesome.
Ooh. Mace facing.
Mace facing.
Or face macing? I guess it'd be face macing.
Probably face mason. Face mason. Yeah. Face mason. All right, moving on.
Oh, Lord. Colin.
Me. As I said, I chose my Hawkgirl and then picked a Hawkman to match. So my Hawkgirl is Sonequa Martin Green.
I knew it.
Yeah. I like her a lot.
She's great.
She plays the main character on Star Trek Discovery, which is mostly what I've seen. It's the most of what I've seen her. And like, I saw her in Walking Dead, I think, but I fell off of Walking Dead. But
didn't we all?
For real, I don't. But it's still going. So like, obviously,
I didn't even start.
People are still watching.
That's fair.
Anyway, she is just delightful on that show, especially. Like, her character has grown a lot, and I just love watching her do pretty much anything. Shazad played her love interest in that show, continues to play, technically, he's still around. So, like, I know that they would work well together. Plus, I've also, through Star Trek, seen her fly around with wings and shit. So, like, she can do that too.
That works out.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about it. I like her. I want her to do things.
Dope. All right, that leaves me with our last choice of the day. And my choice is Natalie Emmanuel, most well known for Game of
Ooh,
Thrones.
That is
okay.
dope. I like that.
I love her. Oh my gosh. Most well known for Game of Thrones. She's also been currently in the Fast and Furious movies, The Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance, and for the Four Weddings and a Funeral, the series on Hulu. She is fantastic. I love her. I've been a fan of hers since I started Game of Thrones, obviously, years ago. I was really excited when she joined the Fast and Furious family because I'm a huge Fast and Furious fan. But also, that means that she already knows kind of what comes with being involved in a really huge blockbuster film. She already knows the stresses and how much it takes to work on something that huge. But also, like, I know she's not in Black Adam, Hawkgirl, but she's worked with The Rock before. So
That's true.
she already knows the dude. Just call her up and get her in here. But yeah, she's a phenomenal actress from playing Missandei, who is a linguist and just really smart, but also quite quiet and introverted. To wow, she really does just play these really intelligent characters. Ramsey in the Fast and Furious films, who is a computer hacker and is probably one of the smartest people in the world, who is, fantastic. And then there's my favorite character on The Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance, Deet, who is just this really innocent character with a lot of childlike wonder and just this light in a dark place. And I think that's fantastic. And I think she would make a great Hawkgirl. And like I said, her reincarnated self is from ancient Egypt. So I was looking for somebody who was black.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I love her. She's great. She would look awesome in the costume. She's an awesome actress. And that's all we've got for the day, guys. That is our Justice League fan cast, the first of God knows how many. Yes.
Wait. Oh yeah, there are gonna be so many. I have a director and I have a writer.
Oh, that's right.
My director is I picked Brad Bird because Brad Bird has made my two favorite superhero movies, and both of them deal with teams of superheroes, and I feel like he does it better than most people do. And I would love to see what he could do with the Justice League characters, because I watched The Incredibles like, man, this is the best superhero movie I've ever seen. And if this dude could work with the superheroes I'm such a big fan of, then it would be like a dream for me and my childhood self. And my writer is, so here's the thing. I would have picked Dwayne McDuffie because he's amazing and he's the GOAT, but he passed away. So rest in power to Dwayne McDuffie. I love you. But I picked Bruce Timm. Bruce Timm is someone that most people don't know unless they're really into the cartoons that I'm into. He basically created the DC animated universe because he created the Batman show and then Superman show, and then he was on the Justice League show. So basically, like, my favorite versions of all these characters we've been talking about are because of Bruce Timm and his universe. So I was like, let you write the story, and it's going to be what I want. So
that's
boom.
cool. He can come to the party, but he got to leave Batman, Batgirl shipping at home.
Yes. No part. I don't want any of that. I don't want any of that. But fortunately, I think the DCEU is like, that doesn't really seem like something that's going to happen. Because one, we don't know what's going on with Batman. And as far as I know, they don't have a Batgirl right now.
No, there's no Batgirl yet.
So yeah, as long as we leave his like weird shipping out of it, then I think he'd write a great Justice League movie. I didn't want to bring that up to me. Now you tainted it.
Sorry, buddy. I had to make sure that everybody was aware that can't come to the party.
Sorry that, but yes, you're right.
It's not allowed here. It's not allowed. No offense to you guys out there who ship it, but
no offense.
Moderate offense.
Moderate offense. Fine then. Moderate offense is there. Moderate offense.
It's just so weird. Like that's not a ship you should ship.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you you shouldn't or should, but I'm
gonna have to yuck your yum if you ship that.
Dallas is
like that's. He's friends with her dad, and his like adopted son was her boyfriend. It's a whole thing. Don't ship that.
It's a lot. It's a lot, guys.
That's my PSA for the day. Don't ship Batman and Batgirl.
Thank you guys for joining us today.
Yes. Sorry about that. I'm not sorry about that. You needed to hear it. Thank you, audience, for listening to that PSA as well as the rest of the Fancast, the important parts. Thank you, Crown Digital, Brandon, and Aya for putting us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But we're all listening on YouTube, right? Because we follow directions. Thank you, Demi, for editing and putting all the pictures on YouTube, and for vibing with me on our Lance Reddick pick, because we were like
bro.
together on that. Was amazing. Thank you, Colin, for the term face mason, because that's incredible. And
You're
I wish
welcome.
I had a reason to use it, but I can't think of any reason I would have to use that in life. Unless I hit
Other
someone
than to
with a
talk
mace.
about Hawkman and Hawkgirl.
Yeah, like other than hitting people
Or,
with maces, and I don't have any of those.
The cops.
Team Face Mason.
What'd you say, Colin?
Nothing, never mind.
I guess mace, you could also like spray somebody with mace. And that's all face mason. Audience, if you want to tell us who you would cast in Justice League, you can find us on the medias, Twitter, y'all_different, Instagram and Tumblr, Creative Differences Podcast, Facebook, search for Creative Differences, look for the picture of the microphone. Do you like our picks? Do any of us have the same idea as you? Did you also pick Lance Reddick? Because I want to know how many people did.
Also, make sure you guys check out our Twitter, our Facebook, and our Instagram so that you guys can vote on whichever choice you guys thought was best, or to just let us know what your choice is.
Yes, we're going to have polls. So go to the internet, hop on those polls. If you want to talk to me about the Justice League cartoon, I am always down. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at A King Named Simba.
You can find me on Twitter at Duck McGuck.
And you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dreamy Films. Dreamy is spelled Dreemi. Thanks again for joining us.
And
Yes.
okay, first off,
we
if
go.
you're still here, then you are probably just having a great time because we've been here for a while. So please like, share, subscribe, download, all that stuff I told you to do at the beginning. And you can find Gabby on Twitter at Throwing It Backwards.
Ooh,
That's amazing.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
That's a good one.
I was like, it has to be something with Zatanna backwards. I'm Throwing It Backwards, all one word, on Twitter. That's Gabby.
It's
All
been
right.
different.
It's been different. Bye.
God.